Moving on apace, it's the Mini GP 110 race, and again, here's Jake with the group positions.
And how about that for a top three? Hudson Cooper, Valentino Kirk and Parker Cesari get to do it all over again ahead of Chloe Gleeson in the first two rows. Off we go! So let's see if Valentino Kirk can beat Cesari once again in the different class. This is the Mini GP 110 bike this time. So it's definitely going to be a very tough challenge. But all of these riders are going to be up for it as they work their way up the valley, up towards the S's. Very different configuration, but Valentino Kirk this time finds himself running in second place behind the 217 of Hudson Cooper, with Cesari ahead of Chloe Gleeson, Josh Herring, then Max Robinson, Leo Soliu, Caden Herry and Oliver Pitcher. So Parker Cesari missed out on the win last time. Can he clinch it this time round? Chloe Gleeson going well, the young lady from Sussex. Fourth position, hoping to hunt down all three of the riders just in front of her. Certainly one of the most promising young lady talents that we have in the British Minibikes at this present moment in time, and it looks good for her to continue that development drive in 2024. Yeah,
I've no doubt she'll be part of that Junior World Series next year that we hope to be bringing you on broadcast television. Four of them out front. Hudson Cooper, it's early in the race, battle for second to fifth, is still raging. Quite got the sort of lead that he had early on in the last race, but still enough, just under a second rather, as he went through the line that time.
Now, because we had that fantastic battle earlier on between Kirk and Cesari, they've got a little bit of track knowledge, perhaps superior over some of the riders here, but it's the combination of the track knowledge with a very different bike. That's the thing. You look at it from the spectator's point of view and go, well, they're all the same sort of bikes, aren't they? They all look very similar. No. Every single different class of bike has their own different characteristic, their own different style of riding.
Yeah, it'll be a different engine, heavier weight generally. A 110 is going to be less of a weight than a 160. It's going to be less than a 190. 190 should be the heavier bike. That's Leo Soliu pictured, running 8th currently, the man from Bourne in Lincolnshire. Later in the race, coming off the summit.
And that is Kirk diving in on Cesari. These two still trading places. It doesn't matter which class you put them in, they will still be absolutely bolted together. This has got Sheen and Roberts written all over it, hasn't it? Kirk and Cesari, they'll go through the lower classes together and they'll probably meet each other in the British Superbikes in the major classes again in the future.
Yeah, this Junior World Series next year, Jake, we look at Gleeson looking for a spot up the inside, couldn't quite get it done. We don't see the sort of level of support that Dorna are putting into the World Series. We've seen the British Talent Cup. Two-wheel racing has just got it right, haven't they, when it comes to junior development. You don't see the likes of Formula One management putting their hand in the pocket and doing something similar for the kids in four-wheel racing. It's about how much money the parents have got.
Absolutely, and what you really get to see as a result of that is the renewed confidence in these young talents. They feel like they've got the support, they feel like they've got the potential to grow, so that gives them the platform and the mentality to be able to push for it. And look at these riders, Kirk, Cesari, Gleeson. You know, they're not giving an inch and they're not taking a mile, are they? They're just absolutely measuring each other. They are psyching each other out here. They're sussing out the competition and feeling, right, well, in that one corner they're a little bit vulnerable. I can work on that in the next corner, find myself a little bit more confidence. Cesari getting up alongside Kirk on the run to the valley hairpin there. And Gleeson, this is where she can gain a little bit of confidence. But Cesari is having his own think about the move on Kirk. It's wonderful to see these riders, perhaps even more so than we see in karting. These riders really getting the opportunity to wrestle for the victory and move further forward at an earlier stage in the race. There's Max Robinson we just saw in P6 ahead of Caden Herring and trying to take on Josh Herring. But Hudson Cooper is having an absolute barn dance out in front, isn't he? 3.5 seconds clear. That's more like it as far as Hudson Cooper's concerned.
Similar sort of way this race is developing than the earlier race. Hudson Cooper well clear. 3.5 seconds currently when he went through the line last time. But these three still battling and pretty much in the same position they were earlier.
So Gleeson just needs to be a little bit measured when it comes to taking on Parker Cesari's braking zones here. Into the last lap. Chloe Gleeson still trying to go for that step on the podium. However, Kirk versus Cesari is a very tough wall to penetrate. That is not going to be easy for her to find a spot. Hudson Cooper out in front has managed to duck under 1 minute 4. Cesari having a think about it there. How brave is Parker Cesari prepared to be in that inside apex? Because he came from about half second back to have a look.
I don't think he made it. No, he didn't.
Oof.
Didn't quite get there.
Well, he's definitely willing to have a think about it though, isn't he? There is Hudson Cooper. That's the difference in the gap between them. 4.5 seconds. You've got to look back to see how Kirk and Cesari are getting on. Cesari thinking about it now, right on the outside of the Conrad straight. They're almost nudging shoulders as they come through. This is going to be very tough for Cesari, but he's got confidence. Round the outside, can he hold it? Kirk and Cesari absolutely jockeying for position over the top of Penrith Climb, but Hudson Cooper's going to get the race win out of the final turn. He almost puts one hand on the deck as he comes through, but who's going to get it between Kirk and Cesari? They're at the line. Kirk just takes it in front of Cesari. Chloe Gleeson gets the best seat in the house.
Cracking racing and good respect shown between the riders there.
Oh, wow.
Just coming home in front in second place.
I tell you what, this Valentino, Kimi Kirk, Parker Cesari duel has got Kenny Roberts and Barry Sheed written all over it. Josh Herring in P5, behind Gleeson. Max Robinson in P6, ahead of Caden Herring, Leo Soliu, and Oliver Pitcher coming home in P9. Remember the names, remember where you heard them first.
The